Hi everyone, my name's Mickey. I'm a Cloud Operations Manager at HAYNE Cloud, and today I'm going to be taking you through our February Microsoft updates. This will include everything that's been released in Feb and everything that's been announced by Microsoft as coming soon. So kicking us off, we have more Copilot. With the successful launch of Copilot last month, Microsoft has basically included a couple new features this month, starting off with Microsoft Forms. The new feature is basically going to allow users to communicate with forms using natural language, and Copilot will essentially generate a form based on the description that the user gives it. After that, we'll be able to preview and refine the form as required, basically suggesting a couple of themes to uplift the forms themselves and encourage more engagement from the audience. Copilot in OneDrive has just hit the roadmap for Microsoft and is going to introduce a couple more exciting features. I'm sure everyone can relate to having an overpopulated OneDrive, fairly messy. You have a couple of documents which you just can't find. Copilot looks to sort that out. What it's basically going to be doing is being able to summarize the entirety of your OneDrive and be able to pull out certain bits of information from one or multiple documents as we go through it. So we have included the supported file types for Copilot, and you can find all of that information here on our blog. Speaking of OneDrive, we have an addition that I'm sure a lot of people are going to enjoy, and that's the addition of a media node. This will only be available for OneDrive for the web, however, but will allow users to have a single pane of view of all their photos, videos, and the likes going forward. So next up, we probably have the most exciting feature, in my opinion, hitting Microsoft this month, and that would be Microsoft Cloud PKR, which is the Enhanced Certificate Management for Intune. This is primarily going to be focused on Intune devices and the deployment of the certificates to them. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to how much of a nightmare NDES servers were back in the day. The setup, the costs, the amount of configurations that needed to go into this. What Microsoft Cloud PKR is looking to do is simplify that entire process. So just to give a bit of a high-level overview, basically what this means is we're going to receive the following support from Microsoft. So at present, Cloud PKR is only available within the Intune suite. However, it is expected that Microsoft will be releasing this sometime in March, might be the beginning. Just for a bit more of a technical overview of what we can expect from the Microsoft PKR, we're looking to get a two-tier PKR hierarchy essentially. So this will essentially mean that we will have an issuing CA in the cloud and a root CA. This will have support for bring your own CA, essentially BYOCA. And just to dive a bit more into the technical details, basically this means we're going to be able to create a two-tier PKI hierarchy. Essentially this is a root and issuing CA in the cloud. We're going to have support for bring your own CA, BYOCA, which will essentially anchor Intune issuing CA to a private CA. This will also give us the ability to use a private CA in plus tier support. Next, onto the signing and encryption algorithms. The RSA key sizes that are going to be out the box are going to be 2048, 3072, and 4096. The hash algorithms will be offered in SHA-256, SHA-384, and SHA-512. With some of the additional benefits being reporting and dashboards on both the issuing CAs, giving a summary on expired, revoked, and details on the issued certificates, as well as providing an audit essentially of all the actions performed on those certificates. We also have RBAC permissions and scope tags, which we can assign to the role which manages the certificates within the Intune Center. And the immediate benefits of all of this as a package are basically no NDES deployments. no reverse proxies, anything like that needs to happen on the AAD side. We get to reduce the on-premise CA loads and operations. And then finally, we're able to literally stand up a working CA in the cloud in less than 5 minutes. Next up, we have a bit of sad news. We have the Microsoft announcement that Publisher is finally reaching end of life on October 13th, 2026. This came out a long time ago. 1991 was initially when Publisher hit the shelves, and after about 35 years, Microsoft's eventually, pulled the plug on it in its entirety. What does this mean for users? It means that everything Microsoft Publisher will come to an end on October 13, 2026. Are there any alternatives? Yes. Basically, Word and PowerPoint these days does everything that Publisher used to do. Would it be a hard change for any organization moving forward? Most certainly not. So moving on to Microsoft Entra expanded support for device-bound passkeys. Basically, Microsoft's taken what was in preview in January and moved it over to live this month in Feb. We have put a couple of instructions down here for anyone who is interested in configuring this. This will require an administrative rights and a couple of changes that need to occur within the authentication methods within Microsoft Azure. We have listed all the steps here in our blog, so anyone who is interested in that can read through here, take a look at it, and see if it's something you can enable yourselves and whether you want your users to experience the new sign-in. So next up, we have Microsoft Entra License Utilization Insights. Microsoft has recently added the Microsoft Entra License Utilization Portal to public preview within Entra, basically in order to meet the needs of customers looking for more transparency on their Entra usage. The Entra ID license portal will allow customers to see how many Entra P1 and P2 licenses they have and the corresponding usage for each one of those. This is mainly going to focus on empowering organizations to see how well they're using those licenses, whether there's any over or underutilization happening between them. This is probably falling part of Microsoft's crackdown to make sure that organizations are aligned with the correct licenses and there isn't any under or overutilization happening within these organizations. This is available to the public on preview under the Usage and Insights pane within Microsoft Azure. And there's a couple more interesting features which we've highlighted here in the blog for you to take a look at in your own time, which will give you roughly an idea of how well your organization is using the licenses provided. If you have any concerns regarding any of the licensing or compliance, you can take a look at our website. We do have a couple of blogs, we have a couple of videos, we have quite a bit of content that is available. You could also give us a call. Our number is once again posted at the bottom here. And I don't know how to sign off.
Let's leave it like that. I like that.